The Met Gala has always been the world's most exclusive night in fashion, a place where art, celebrity influence, and cultural power collide under the bright lights of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. But in 2026, something different is happening, something bigger, louder, and far more symbolic than the gowns and red carpet poses. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are stepping into the spotlight as the lead donors behind the new exhibition Costume Art, a move that is already reshaping conversations across the fashion world, philanthropy, and even global pop culture. What was once an elite fashion fundraiser is now about to become a showcase shaped by one of the wealthiest couples on the planet. According to Vogue, Bezos and Sánchez are the primary financial force supporting the Met's 2026 Costume Institute exhibition, a role traditionally filled by major luxury fashion houses. Their involvement marks a shift in how the gala defines power. For decades, brands like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Gucci sat at the top of the hierarchy, using the Met Gala as a global stage for their artistry. But this time, a tech titan and his newlywed wife are not just attending, they are influencing the direction, vision, and cultural impact of the event itself, and their presence signals the beginning of a new era. The Met Gala has always been more than a star-studded night. It is the Costume Institute's single largest source of funding, supporting exhibitions, archiving, and global fashion research. And with Bezos and Sánchez taking the reins as primary donors, the 2026 event is being framed as transformational for the institution. The couple's names aren't just attached to a check, they're shaping the narrative, the scale, and perhaps even the visual identity of Costume Art, an exhibition that curator Andrew Bolton describes as a turning point for the museum. Bolton says the exhibition will recenter fashion within the museum as a universal language, a cultural thread that ties together every gallery, every time period, and every artistic tradition represented at the Met. Bolton emphasizes that the exhibit focuses on the centrality of the dressed body, arguing that fashion appears everywhere in art, even where we least expect it. A sculpture, a painting, an ancient figurine, each carries the imprint of clothing, identity, and cultural ideas. Even the nude body, he says, is never really naked. It's always coded, shaped, and influenced by cultural expectations. This perspective sets the tone for an exhibition that's meant to expand the public's understanding of fashion, not as luxury or trend, but as a form of storytelling as old as humanity itself. But beyond the artistic message, the world is paying attention because of who is writing the checks. Bezos and Sánchez first attended the Met Gala together in 2024, a moment that planted them firmly inside the gala's orbit. Before that, Bezos attended in 2012 with his former wife, Mackenzie Bezos, but it was his 2024 red carpet debut with Lauren that made headlines. Now, 2 years later, the couple has moved from guests to key players, leveraging their influence in a way that many didn't see coming. Their marriage, their philanthropy, and their public image all intersect here at an event synonymous with culture, luxury, and status. This is not the first time the Met Gala has welcomed wealthy benefactors, but the scale feels different. In 2018, billionaire Stephen A. Schwartzman and his wife signed on as major donors, yet the cultural reaction wasn't nearly as intense as what we're seeing now. That's because Bezos is not just wealthy, he's one of the most recognizable and controversial figures in modern business. His influence stretches across tech, media, space exploration, and now, unmistakably, high fashion's most important annual event. What remains unknown is how deeply his presence will shape the Met Gala experience. Will Amazon's futuristic aesthetic seep into the themes and designs? Will Lauren Sánchez, who has become a major red carpet figure in her own right, influence the event's tone? Will the event become more global, more futuristic, or more narrative-driven under their patronage? These are the questions circulating among industry insiders as the event approaches. Despite the speculation, one thing is clear. The 2026 gala has already captured more early attention than most years, and that's before a single celebrity has revealed a look, before any fashion house has teased a design, and before any major preview of the costume art exhibit has been shown to the public. The anticipation is fueled by change, the sense that this gala may redefine what the event represents. Part of the intrigue comes from how costume art reframes fashion's place within the museum world. Bolton's statements hint at something philosophical. Fashion isn't simply displayed at the Met, it is embedded in its entire identity. Every corridor tells a story of clothing, whether through drapery carved in marble or patterns woven into ancient textiles. By highlighting the dressed body as the connective tissue of world culture, the exhibition is positioning fashion as a foundational form of human expression. That message aligns with the cultural moment we're living in. Fashion today is one of the most powerful tools for identity, activism, and digital storytelling. Social media influencers walk runways, historical garments go viral, luxury brands collaborate with gaming companies, and celebrities now use clothing as a form of political messaging. The Met's upcoming exhibit taps into this shift, and Bezos and Sánchez's involvement amplifies the relevance, drawing in global audiences who may never have paid close attention to exhibitions in the past. As May 2026 approaches, the fashion world is watching not only for the artistry, but for the social dynamics. Which celebrities will embrace the theme most creatively? Which designers will deliver giant statements? And how will the presence of one of the world's richest couples reshape the guest list, the partnerships, and the media narrative around the Met Gala? This storyline blends glamour, philanthropy, and cultural influence in a way that feels uniquely modern. The Met Gala is entering a new chapter, one defined not only by couture, but by the convergence of wealth, visibility, and artistic ambition. And whether celebrated or criticized, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are now part of the architecture of that story. Their role extends far beyond the red carpet. It reaches into the exhibit's funding, its vision, and the cultural resonance it will carry long after the last flash of the cameras fades. As the world waits for May 4, one thing is certain: the 2026 Met Gala will not be just another night in fashion. It will be a moment where two forces, global tech power and the world of high art, meet under the iconic steps of the Met, setting the stage for an exhibition that aims to redefine how we see fashion itself. And when costume art opens on May 10, the influence of Bezos and Sánchez will be felt not only in the Met's galleries, but across the cultural landscape, marking a new era for a legendary event.